Guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here, and I know it's been a long time no see. Took a bit of a hiatus, and I'll talk about that in another video. And kind of give you guys an update and tell you what's been going on. But for this one, I just wanted to jump on here really quick and share this book with you because it is the last commission I had for 2020. So I finally just finished it, and I wanted to film it so I can send it off to its new home, and I just got real excited, so I jumped on here real quick. I was going to do the other video first and then this one, but let's just do this one because, you know, it's been a while and you guys are here for the book, so, like, let's see the book. So, this commission was for something fairy-ish or fairy-adjacent with herbs and plants and stuff like that. It also had, like a general witchy vibe was their request. She asked for something witchy. And then after talking to her for a little bit, we came up with sort of a dark gardener sort of aesthetic, I guess, of vibe for this. So I'm calling this book The Midnight Botanist, and I'm really excited. This witch to me is the kind of witch who stays up all night and walks through her, like her, what are they called? Greenhouse. And you know, just sort of touches all of her plants. She has a moon garden. She's really intuitive. She travels the world to find certain specimens to add to her collection so that she can have the best herbs and the best plants. And while she's out at night, you know, she might encounter some little fairy type creatures or some little things that go bump in the night, and so she keeps track of those all in this book here. So I had a lot of fun making this. As always, I really enjoy making these grimoires, especially when, you know, they have a sort of story behind it. I really like to put this together and sort of curate these books. So for this one, the colors that she gave me were purple, green, and pink. And I think there was one more color I don't remember. It's going to be in here. I don't remember it off the top of my head. You'll see it. There's a theme. I went with darker sort of jewel tones to capture that midnight in the garden sort of aesthetic. So for the cover, I used this really pretty like batik dyed purple fabric. It's not actual batik, I don't think. Or you know, it might actually be batik. I think it's a replica though, but it's really pretty. And then I edged it all up with some gold to sort of give it like this grungy, distressed used look. I also went over it with some black ink to knock back some of that color, just to make it a little bit more distressed and, you know, darker to fit with the vibe. For the cover piece, I'll bring this up because I don't want to move my camera at all. This is an actual Japanese maple leaf that I've encased in some glossy accents in this little frame here that I inked up, and then sort of used some of that gold wax on to carry over that distressing. I have these really pretty metal cherry blossoms, and then for the little frame, it's actually a little embossed die cut that I got from Kim, so thank you, Kim. That I added some of this like dark green distress glaze too. Some of the new colors, Rustic Wilderness. So I did it in that color. It's a little bit hard to see. It picks up kind of black, but it's actually a green, like a really deep green. And then I added some gold embossing powder in there while it was still hot so that it like melted in and became part of that. And then I just inked up around these leaves and used some of these metal roses that I have in the colors that she asked me for. And then the spine has this really neat, like, dark botanical fabric that I just had a little bit of. So I attached it here. It's a giant book. There's the back. I'm gonna break my wrist here. It came out super chunky. Like, let's get a full shot of this. Really nice stuff. I used tulle for the closure. And then I added just a green quartz crystal. And she asked for Celtic knots, and I only had charms. I didn't have anything else like that, so I used a bunch of the charms I had and tied that in. So that's on the closure, and then on some of the charms in the book. And then this little label comes out so she can replace it with her name or whatever she wants to put in there, the date. But I stuck just a little bit of a word sticker from Tim Holtz in there, just so that there would be something as a placeholder in there. And then when we crack it open, let's see, this book actually, I tried something different. So it does lay totally flat, but the spine is like super rigid, so it needs to get worked over a little bit. So once it gets a little bit use, it'll lay flatter, but it does lay like really nicely like this, just straight up and down, as it is now. But like I said, with some use, it'll open more gently. But I don't want to stress out the spine because it's not my book to wear out. So I added a bunch of botanical stickers and stuff throughout, and I use a really interesting mix of paper. They're actually all recollections papers, but there's like the Matryoshka one, the Green Witch one, that Moonlight Garden, and then the other one, I don't remember. But I used those in here. And then I also used some Prima paper and something else. It doesn't matter. I used pretty paper to make the book cool. And let's see. And it's really hard to get these guys in frame, you guys, so sorry if you're missing up the tops and edges and stuff. So I used a bunch of botanical like herb pages from this really cool herbal I have, but I made sure to get all the herbs that were baneful. So if you see this little, you can't see it because it's not in frame. If you see this little skull and crossbones, that means those herbs are baneful, which means they're poisonous. So I use that because if you're the midnight gardener, then you have to have a poison garden too. And I stuffed this full of all sorts of fun cutouts, journaling cards. This is actually like a little notepad piece of paper. I used a digital kit from Louise. I will link that down below. It was Sabrina's Cauldron, or Sabrina's Cauldron for copyright purposes. It was a really pretty kit, and it really helped bring this book to life. So you can see there's Masterwort, also baneful. And some stationery paper, and then I stamped on some craft paper, and then went around that with those metallic watercolors I have, so you can see there's some little hints of that. And then these are some tabs that I designed. They won't focus though because my camera hates me. They're not in my shop yet. They need a little bit of work, but she had asked for her book sections to be labeled, so I just sort of tested them out and put them in here. When they're finished, I'll let you guys know, and I'll have them up in my shop. But they came out kind of cute, so I'm a little happy. They just need a little bit of work, but then they'll be up. And then on the back sides of those, the pages that I colored the edge on, I left them blank so that she could journal in there. And then this is a page from Louise's kit. Really pretty. I really love this kit. She used this like image that has like actual witches of color, which as a witch of color I super appreciate. And then this is just some paper from Bo Bunny, another sticker, and then some ruffles from April. Thank you, April. You're the goat. There's some book page, music paper, and then a little pocket from the kit. And just some tags and stuff in there. So it's got sort of like almost like a mix between like dark garden, but also dark academia kind of vibes with this like, with all the book and like paper imagery that were in the original kit. So I really like how that blended together in here. A lot of journaling space. She did ask for extra space to journal in, so a lot of these pages are going to be blank so that she can write on them or have extra space for writing. Some paper from an art book, some coffee dye paper courtesy of my mom. Thank you, Mom. And then every signature comes with a big botanical envelope like this. So there's the little charm with the little fairy girl on it. And then, yeah, I used just a full sheet of that book page to make an envelope for her to just like store stuff in and tuck it away. And then some of them have little pockets on the front. Some of them just have these little like designs or embellishments on there. So there's like a double tuck spot here for her to store some more stuff. And then on the inside of this page is this really cool like fern leaf sticker. I'm sorry, I don't want to lose my place, but we're going to deal with me putting this back in. Instead of that art paper. And then every signature has one of these large Celtic design charms. And a lot of like little bitty stones and stuff, which as like my usual, I will list what stones I used in this book if you're interested in the crystals that I used in this book. That'll be in the description box. And just this really pretty paper. And then this was like a little offcut that I turned into like a Hermelinda tag. Just an extra little piece for super long skinny tags, which I thought was fun. There was a lot of these little tiny embellishments in the kit that I'm going to be honest, I didn't really know what to do with. I'm sure clever people than I know exactly what to do with them, but I thought they made cute little tags and little like embellishments that she can use as she's writing. Maybe she wants to turn this into like a title page on a spell sheet or something. I don't know, but I inked them up so that they're ready to go, so they match everything, and then she can just sort of decorate her book as she goes. And then, let's see, there's another little notepad paper tag from the kit. And then here is a little, like, notebook journaling. I don't know what you guys call it. It's like, it wasn't a notepad. It was just, like, stationery paper that I have in my stash that I included in here. And then this I'm really excited about. I did a bunch of these for my shop, and they will be up when this video is up, so you guys can check them out. They're just these little tiny pouches with a little window that you cut out, and they make really great cabinet cards, but I really love them as little like herb pouches. So every signature has this herb. It's got the date that I charged them on my altar. Back here, you can put the date that you actually packaged it. It's up to you. So some of these herbs were charged on the new moon, some of them were charged on the full moon, and I just loaded them up and stuck them in here behind a little piece of acetate, and I just love how this looks. So she can crack this open when she wants to use this, or she can just keep them in here as like herb study. It's up to her, but I thought it was really fun. And of course, you know, you can't have like a dark gardener, midnight gardener like book without some herbs in it, right? So then there is some fairy page from that Brian Froud book I have. Side of that page. I added one of these, I don't even know if I'm in frame. I added one of these lace things. I'll think of it. Applique. There we go. Words are really hard, you guys. To every signature as sort of like a little tab, which I thought was a nice touch. And then there is another sticker. You can see up here is a little stamped out bit. Because this was like the spell section, I thought the jar was appropriate. And then there is a large tuck spot here. And then every signature also has one of these journaling cards that I got off AliExpress. It had like some phrase written here, on the same phrase on every single postcard. I just covered it up with the Tim Holtz sticker that I thought was appropriate to go along with the theme of this book. And then, let's see, just another little pocket tuck spot here with some journaling cards. And this little, like, faux Polaroid photograph of the moon, which I thought was really pretty. So I popped one in every signature. And then another really pretty charm. A little purple skull, which was fun. And then here's the envelope for this one. This is the crystal section. So just a little label here for her to write on. Little tags, and a little double tuck spot up here with some more little embellishments for her to use as she goes along. I really liked this book because it had like sort of a cohesive like color narrative, but then I also got to use colors that like I wouldn't typically use together to go with the flower or the floral vibe, so I kind of really appreciated that. So there's this envelope, and then because I pulled the paper clip off, there's a little lace flip up. So this paper clip does double duty. It holds them both in place. I'm going to fuss with that for 10 days. I'll fix that later. And then, let's see, just a page from the kit, and a little stationery page, and then I did two of these little mini books here. I'll open up this one. The other one I won't open up because they're pretty much the same on the inside, with just different pages. I printed out some page from the kit. There's some grid paper, some extra scrap bits of coffee paper, some craft paper, looks like some index, tracing paper, just a fun little notebook that she can take out and then, you know, use and then put back in the book or keep totally separate, just to provide some extra writing space for her to use. There were two sheets there. Did you guys know that? I didn't know that. Fun facts. Alright. There's the back of that, and then that just tucks in here, which is kind of what makes the book so chunky, but I love it. And then another one of those herb pages, some more coffee dyed paper, and then another double tuck spot, some really great journaling spots, a sticker of eucalyptus back there, and then in here, in this little pocket, some more journaling things, and then in this little one is some mugwort. And there's like a really cool little spot here that you can journal on. I took some like journal pages that I already have in other kits and turned them into these little pouches, as well as using some other like cool paper textures and stuff to get like the right sort of vintage vibes and stuff that I was going for. But I really love how these came out, you guys. I'm super excited for that, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys and see what you guys do, like what you put in your little pouches, or you could turn them into like shakers. There's so much stuff you could do with these little things, and I am super stoked to share them. So there's another one of these watercolor pages. I want to make sure that you see all the details. Tracing paper page. I tried to pick out like the fairies that had sort of darker aspects to them, or looked a little bit scarier, because I feel like those were the ones that she would encounter. And then this charm stuck to the other one. Here we go. There's a little Celtic tree. And then there's some journaling cards and another little notepad with the moon phases on it. And then there is another one of those postcards for Eustoma. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look some of these up, because I didn't know some of these plants when I saw them. This is a piece of tracing paper that I stuck a sticker to, and I'm really loving how it came out, because it looks really soft. You can see through the tracing paper to the other side of the sticker, and it just looks really soft on this side, and it's a lot more vibrant on that side, and I'm really loving that effect. There's the other side of that painted page. You can see the little stars up there. Some more of those fun ruffles. This is some Arthur Rackham page. I have a book with a bunch of art plates from him, so I chose some like fairy-ish ones. Also looked for some ones that were more witchy in nature. This is actually from A Midsummer Night's Dream, which seemed appropriate. This is a little flip out, so she can journal back here, stick something special back there. And it sort of low-key tucks in there, but not really. But that's what I'm saying it does for now. And then there's a little charm, a little leaf, and some crystals on there. And there's some more page from that kit, and a leaf sticker. And then in the back of this is another one of those little stationery pages, a tag, and then a large tag that I stuck this sticker to. Put this in upside down so it wouldn't get stuck in between the signature, because I didn't want it to get like all janky like I'm doing to it right now. The struggle is real. Alright, and then this is the start of the astrology section. And there's another little pocket here, so tons of stuff she can use to journal with and write with as she goes through. Just really pretty paper from Prima. And then I stuck a little sticker here. Here's some washi tape. And the tab. Bump, bump. And then there is the charm for this one. The little Celtic knot. And then here is an extra large journaling spot. Postcard. Some tags from the kit. And then in this signature there is hibiscus. Super pretty. And she kind of looks like a banshee, but it's supposed to be for the birch tree. But I thought she was really nice sticking out behind there. She sort of has a witchy aesthetic herself. So I thought she went really well. And I'm trying to go fast, you guys, because I know that these tend to get pretty long. So bear with me. There is another envelope. This one has a front tuck spot for her to stash some stuff in. There's a little note card, notepad paper. That's really cool. That sticker. Oh, hold on. Because this is a giant flip out. And these are hard to film. The book's already big. So inside there are some of those stationery pages. And then there is some moons. Some roses. And then way up in the tippy top corner is some leaves. So it's a big giant fold out page for her to do a really large spread on. How do paper clips work? There we go. Love this page. It's got like the lavender and the moons on it. Super obsessed. And there's another Arthur Rackham page. This is just the riddle for St. Ives. But like all these little ladies with their pointy hats, just like a gang of witches, and I'm here for witch gangs. And then there is a little belly band tuck spot back here. A little tag in it. Another one of those little Polaroids. And a journaling card. It's really pretty burn sticker on this music page. And this cool crystal charm. And then back here is a pocket. And then there's a little side pocket here with a bunch of little of ephemera for her to use. And then that's the end of this signature. And then now we're in the deities one. So there's a little tiny charm here. This is the same paper I used in my Edgar Allan Poe book. I still have like pages and pages of this left, so I'm trying to use it up. And then there's a little top tuck here. These cards, and then this is another large flip out. It has a like pressed flower, dried flower sticker on it. And then on the inside is a large envelope. There's nothing in this envelope. I left that empty so she could fill it. But there's a large envelope from the kit, which is really pretty. And then, absolutely love this paper. And then there is a lace pocket here. It has a ton of stuff in it. So we'll just pull it all out. There is calendula in this one. Like tag, journaling card, an extra large journaling spot for her. She can turn this into a pocket if she wants. And then another one of those postcards. And that all fits back in here. And then the cool thing about this being like this lacy material is that it stretches, so it could really hold a lot if she wanted to like super stuff her book. And here is the side of this one. I used like a really pretty like reddish, it's almost magenta but not quite color, and I'm really loving it. It's a brand new one I got, so I'm using it everywhere right now. This is really pretty. I added the statuary page from that art book just for this section in particular. Another one of those tissue paper stickers. And then the charm for this one is a Celtic horse. I think. I'm going to say horse because they were big on horses. I'm not super familiar though. And there's a large tag and a large journaling card on this side. And this is a really cool page. I wanted to like preserve this page because it's such a cool page, but I also really like the way that it looks with this page from the kit just sort of sitting on top of it. So I thought that was a fun sort of inclusion. And here is the second book. Little booklet. And then there's Lords and Ladies. Have you guys ever heard of this one? Lords and Ladies. It's apparently double poisonous. Which I don't really know what that means. I have to read this book. I have a copy that I keep and then a copy that I use for these books. I haven't really read it, but like double poison. I think I might have to read it soon and figure out what that means. And I love this. I love when people like highlight or write notes in their books. I love using those pages in my journals. And then there is a little planchette. And then a really cool little leaf sticker and a place for her to journal here. And back here is another pocket with tons of stuff in here. I'm not going to pull everything out. Little note paper. This is why I wasn't going to pull everything out. Tag. And a little Polaroid for this signature. And this is actually 3 pockets, sort of layered onto each other. Struggle. There we go. And here is a little note paper with some small ephemera attached. And then there is a really pretty sticker back here. And then here is the envelope for this side with the little charm that comes with it. There's nothing tucked in here. This is just stuck on. I'm not going to pull it off because you've seen a couple of them and they're empty. And, oh yeah, I used a lot of the tree pages too because I thought the tree pages sort of had a darker aesthetic for some reason. But he's really cute. This little pine cone hat. And now we're on the herb section. So there's a little amethyst charm there. And some of those pretty pages from the kit. And this really pretty, like, mushroom with this really pretty green color. And this fern stamp. And then here is the back side with a fern sticker on that tissue paper again. And some more journaling pages. This one has a pocket on this envelope. This is for Poppy. I really love this, like, image. So it's tucked in there. And it's got, like, a little spot that she can label what goes in that envelope. They make really good, like, spell packets. If you're into that kind of stuff, you could, like, seal it up and keep it in here with your spell work. So, note card with some tiny little bits of, like, ephemera that are tucked behind here. And then this is a pocket. Inside is a large journaling card and rose petals. So fun. And then this is a flip out page with the book page on it. And I use this extra super giant washi that I have, which now won't make my camera focus. But I thought it had like a really fun aesthetic. This is actually from a Poe story, but it fits the darker aesthetic. And then another pretty flower sticker. This really like soft ruffle on here. And then there is a double pocket page. A large tag. Oh, there's nothing else in there. I wanted to make sure. And then the postcard for this signature and another tag. This is the flowers section because she wanted herbs and flowers. There's only 6 signatures, so I did half of the herb section with herbs, and then the other half is flowers. Some really pretty artwork. And then just some journaling cards. Some tags. Another little tag up here. A leaf sticker down here at the bottom. And then for this one is a fairy charm and another little Celtic symbol. And then here is a belly band. Another piece of stationery. And just some craft paper that I inked around. And then I embossed this little witch hat and stamped out this old broom and potion bottle behind there for her to journal in. Tracing paper. And then the other side. So really pretty. I love doing these things where you sort of like collage in craft paper and stuff. And stamp on it. Like, these are my favorite things. I love that kind of stuff. So another rose sticker, which is appropriate in the flower section. A little journaling spot, and then some tiny ephemera again. And then one of those apple plays. And then on the last one, this is the divination section. And I love this color. I think this color was sort of where I started as my launching pad. And I added this little leaf sticker to it. But it was sort of the start of the color palette I built for this book. So some journaling stuff. This really pretty pocket. And then for this one, I use this really pretty, like, purple color that sort of shifts color. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it shifts between, like, purple and blue. So some really pretty stuff there. And then a little paper clip to attach some of this stuff to. And then this side is a pocket, a large journaling card, and some more stuff to journal with. And this one is skull cap. I forgot, so that was exciting to me. So just really cool. And I can't tell you guys, like, I already told you, I'm obsessed with it. I love it. And I can't wait to see what you guys do with those. So behind here is a tulip, and then just some journaling bits. And then here is the last charm. Love this. Oh, just kidding. This was the last charm, but that was the last Celtic charm. I think you guys knew what I meant. But really pretty gemstone charm. And then there's a journaling spot here. And then back here are some tags. And another postcard. And then there's a little sideways pocket here with some of that tiny ephemera. A little spot for her to journal on. And this really pretty blue leaf. And then another lace flip up. This really pretty crow paper. Or raven. How do you tell when they're drawn? I don't know. I'm sure like an avian expert will let me know. Applique, and then there is the last envelope, and I made this one look kind of like a little postage stamp. If you would address it to somebody, let me pull this off so you guys can see. There's some tarot cards back here, and then a little moon up there. That's a recollection stamp for anybody who's wondering, from like 2 years ago though. And then that's the end of the book. The end. Ta-da! So thank you guys so much for watching today. And like I said, there will be another video with a shop update and sort of a channel update. And we'll talk about where I've been at and, you know, just what's going on, I guess, in life. And then what we've got in store for the channel in the future. And if you've made it all the way to the end, thank you. I appreciate you. I really appreciate your face.